Welcome to the video. Today I want to take time and just create some video that is not really, trying to speak to the people who don't know me, but more about people who already subscribe me, and it's very chill. So I want you guys to have just like grab a cup of coffee, some incense, sage, whatever that is. Just chill. This is a friend of mine gave it to me. This is from India. It smells so good. I usually just light it up and like use some magic with it and just erase it and meditate. I use this sage a lot and all this incense because these is from ancient. These are the in some way it's a plant medicine, right? It's made with something that came from nature and it has a cleansing effect, which crystal is the same. I don't take these things for lightly because this is coming from the earth. It's powerful. It's absolutely powerful, and you have to be aware of that. Like, some people don't believe in crystal, some people don't believe in all the sage and Palo Santo. Well, I heard from my friend Palo Santo is not as strong as sage, so that's why I tend to use sage. But it's very important for you to have all this external support for you to cleanse your energy, because everything is energy, right? We talk about the energy all the time. The energy is so fucking important. But if you not maintain the energy, that means you don't understand what that energy means. It's the same, like, for example, when you think about it, like, what you eat, what you are, right? What you eat is completely what you are, because you drink water basically all the time, and if you don't drink water, if you're drinking like sugary drink all the time, that imagine that 60% of your body is water, and then how do you maintain that level of liquid within you is exactly what you drink. And then if you're drinking, I drink a lot of coffee too. This is pretty much my poison, right? Like, I don't really drink tea too much. I drink water all the time, sparkling water. So water, sparkling water, or coffee. But if I'm only drinking coffee and then not really taking the water, then of course my body gets tired, because I need the water for my body to maintain the high level frequency. So speaking of energy, how do you maintain that every aspect of your energy? Because people say, you're made of energy, okay? That's true. That's true. But how do you maintain that? Each energy that makes up who you are, like 60% of water, then how do you maintain that level of liquid within you? And also the protein. Your brain is 20% protein and 80% of water, I believe. But how do you maintain your level of vibration frequency that you're producing from literally every aspect of who you are? And it's very important, because once you pay attention to these things, then you realize that your bad habit, you realize that your bad routine, whether it's eating diet or whether it's drinking, because I don't drink, I don't smoke. Well, I occasionally smoke cigarette, but sometime. I don't do drugs, I don't go party, I don't really go into these clubs or anything. So I'm very sophisticated. I'm maintaining my level of energy, right? I hit the gym every single day. I do workout, or I hit the kickboxing gym. So either way, I'm working out, right? And I'm working every day, I'm studying every single day, and I'm drinking a lot of water every day. So this is how I maintain my level of energy. If I have the high level of energy, which in terms of the high vibration frequency and in clean energy, and of course you attract what you are, right? In terms of what you think, what you feel, and then what you do. It's really the combination of everything. So when it comes to like creating a reality or manifesting something, it's not really wishy-washy. It's just literally logic. If you understand the science, if you understand the logic, if you understand the step-by-step equation to get to the point where this is where I want to be, this is what I want, you will get there. It's just you have to complete the equation fast and understanding what you need in order to get there. So it's completely the opposite. You set the goal instead of like I will take a step by step. What's the next step? What's the next step? But you have to understand that, okay, this is where I'm going, right? I want to go to the Hawaii from Tokyo. Then what's the step? Then once you set the goal and having that intention and understanding where exactly I'm going and where you are, where I am right now, then it's easy for you to see the plans. It's easy for you to see what to do. But most people struggle with this. There's a gap, right? There's a huge gap between where you are and where you want to get to, and then you might feel like it's even stupid to set that goal. Like, let's say you're making $5,000 or $10,000, or you're about to start a business, you're about to take the leap of faith, and then I want to be a coach. I want to be a coach like Show, I want to be a coach like Tony Robbins, and etc. And I want to share my positivity and my spiritual gift to others. Cool. Then you have to set the goal, right? Okay, I want to at least making 10K a month with that coaching business, or I want to make 50K a month, or whatever your goal is. But then when you see yourself right now, and then you might feel like there's a huge gap. And this is where most people feel kind of like disappointed and then discouraged. Because I've been there too. You know, when I was starting my coaching business, you have no idea. I started from the minus. You know, some people already are in a quite good level. Like I work with people who's already in six figure and who is already crushing it in their career, but they want to get out from 9 to 5 and then start something. And the people come to me, and I'm like, you're already in a quite good place in terms of the journey. Because I started zero confidence within me. I was so negative. I didn't like how I sound in terms of English because it's my second language, right? I still do grammatical error, which doesn't bother me at all now. But back in the days, I was like, my English just sucks. You know, how the fuck I can convince people when my English just sucks and my accent sucks. And obviously, all I knew was fashion. All I knew was a bit of creativity behind, because I came from fashion, came from the photography and modeling industry. I knew nothing about social media. I knew nothing about business. I had zero discipline. And I literally thought I started from quite a minus in terms of the journey that I did. But the meditation helped me, right? Meditation was the beginning of all the change that I made. But I also felt discouraged, because even though the deep down I was like, well, I feel like I've got talent, I've got something to offer. I know I can do better than, the average people, and I felt that way. But I wasn't doing anything, so I was not utilizing any talent, I was not utilizing any potential of mine, right? So even the potential, like huge, let's say, but I was not tapping into it. I was just like carrying my weapons, but not knowing how to use those weapons. It's like fucking useless. And I definitely discouraged a lot of times. Many times that I tried something and I was like, fuck, it's not working. But it was really just this, my subconscious is resisting, because your subconscious dictates every decision that you make, whether how much money you make, or productivity, what kind of girls go date, or the boys you go on a date with, and what kind of relationship that you end up with, and whatever that is, your energy level, how you show up, your confidence level, your charisma, everything. So when you make a change, when you start something new, everything new is uncomfortable, because that doesn't have as a program in your subconscious. And as a matter of fact, 96 to 98%, everything you do, everything you say, everything you feel, everything you think is subconscious. So you are being unconscious, right? And here's the interesting thing, because we feel like we are the ones getting credit. I made that decision, I did this, I did that. So we, a conscious mind, get the credit for it. So we feel like we're the one thinking, we're the ones doing something, but it's actually the subconscious. It's already a program, it's already systematized. When you're a child, you're programmed. Maybe your parents told you that we don't have money, like me. Watching your parents fight over the money, and you feel like the money is evil. You feel like you can't make money, and you feel like always like paycheck to paycheck. But that's because you already programmed back in the days. And maybe it's been a decade, maybe it's been 2 decades, it's a really, really strong relationship within you in terms of the neural pathway. Your thoughts and emotions are hardwired in your brain with the chemical level. So the relationship is so strong that when you make a change, it's very hard for you to be consistent, because your subconscious wants you to go on that rail, while your conscious mind is like, no, I want this way, I want to go that way, because this is where I want to, that's where I want to get to. But your subconscious mind is going to be like, no, we got the program, we're supposed to go this way because you are this, you're that, you're already programmed, so I'm taking you this way. And then it creates so much uncomfortable inner resistance within you. It's like, even though once you've done that, it's like, oh, why did I hesitate so much? Like, why was I feeling that huge hesitation within me? Even though once I've done it, it's kind of easy. You see, like, that's after you experience it, after you jump off the 10-meter cliff, then you'll be like, shit, that was actually really good. But before you jump off the cliff, you look down and it's like, oh my god, that's too high, mate. This is unbelievable, I'm gonna die. Well, I think 10 meters is fine, right? I don't think you're gonna die if you just jump off from the leg. So the hardest part is that until you actually take the leap of faith, until you take that action, like, I've been investing in myself a lot in terms of the online courses, coaching, mentorship, and the program, or just whether it's going to the gym or starting kickboxing. It's always uncomfortable, whatever that is, right? Like paying $10,000 for the coaching is uncomfortable. It's still uncomfortable for me. It was uncomfortable at the beginning. I mean, it gets better because once you've done a lot of times, like, okay, I need a coach. And then the first time I hired a coach is Abraham. He's now a really good friend of mine. He's like brother to me. At the time I was only making $3,000 or $4,000 a month. But my expense was also very, very low because I was staying in my friend's house. So, I could manage to pull up 10K with a payment plan. And I was like, but fuck, I never bought any car. I never bought any like crazy expensive stuff. But 10K, I was like, holy shit. I think the most expensive stuff that I bought beforehand, it was like, I don't even know, something like $1,000. Or maybe the flight ticket and an entire travel cost will be like 2K. You spend 2K even if you're broke. If you go to like completely far away from, for example, Japan to New York and stay there for like 10 days or something, then you obviously spend 2K minimum. So that was one of the biggest purchase that I've done beforehand. And then, I started making money, but I felt stuck. So I was like, okay, you know what, I wanna work with someone. And then it was complete alignment because the universe brought me that guy. And then it was a plan because I knew him for a long time. But I wasn't really aware that he's going to be my mentor. But he did. And then it all made sense. Like, yeah, okay, now it makes sense. And then I remember that there was a sign when I paid that 10K for him and I started working, which he helped me to scale from 3K to 10K and 15K in within a few months. The biggest sign was he had a black cat. He has a black cat called Harvey. And it was crazy because we were on a Zoom call, right? And then like it was about to close. He closed and then he said that it's 10K and I was like, oh shit, that's way more than I expected. But then I was thinking positively because I feel good about this guy and I know the fact that he can help me. And I was like, oh fuck, what am I going to do? And then I saw a black cat literally just walking past behind him and I was like, wait, is that a black cat? And he said, oh yeah, it's Harvey. And then he brought Harvey and then he's like carrying Harvey and then like, hey Harvey, say hi to show. And I was like, oh, this guy's it. Because I used to have a black cat as well and he died a couple of years ago. And he lived 24 years and then he knew me since I was 7 years old, right? And to me, black cat is always a good sign. And some says like black cat is kind of bad sign, but I don't believe that. Like that cat brought me so much joy and happiness and watched me grow, protected me. And so everywhere I go, holy places, like spiritual places, in Japan there's a lot of spiritual places. And he was a sign for me to, hey, you're in a good place, you're in the right place. So I was like, You know what, bro? Let's do it. So I stretched my income and I spent basically everything in my bank account, which I only had $3,000 because I'm making $3K that time. So I just spent all of it and it's like, yeah, I could just live like, you know, minimum the next couple months. That's no problem. And either way, the next month I'll also make 3K, 4K anyway. So I was like, you know what, let's do it. So I see that investment is coming back, right? I felt good about this. Intuition says go, and the sign was there. I was guided, I was protected. That's why you need all this thing as well. That's why you need to pay attention. That's why you need to be sensitive and be highly aware to maintain your energy, because your energy will help you, your spirit will help you, God will help you. But if you fucking blind, and of course you can't see it, that's why it's so important to not to distract your energy, not to disturb the high level frequency that you hold, because as an individual, you already are very, very high level frequency. But because of the intake, we lower our vibration, right? The food, the processed food, the toxic food. The other day I made a video about self-image, and then I spit quite aggressively about like if you're fucking eating McDonald's and shit like that and you're vibrating low. And a lot of people commented negatively because they're offended. And I understand that, because if you keep eating McDonald's and feeding McDonald's to your children, then of course you don't want to feel guilty for it, right? But you should if you're doing, because I wouldn't do it. And the level of lack of self-awareness is actually surprising, because imagine your mother felt so much pain in her body and then gave a birth to you. And of course everybody has a different story, you know. Sometimes somebody is in abusive, you know, relationship with their family, and I understand that. But at least you are gifted with your own body, and without your body you're useless. You're nothing. You can't live, you can't experience anything, right? And there are people who don't have arms, people who don't have legs. And I want to put this, you know, in a weird way, but I think without the contrast, it's hard for us to see how blessed we are. It's hard for us to see how much gift that we already received. And I think it's important for us to time, maybe not every day, but time to time, to be aware that there are people out there who is really fucking struggling, or who doesn't have what we have. Because oftentimes our current situation that we bitch about is someone else's dream destination. And time to time, we also should look at the world in a way that we can reflect how blessed we are. Because otherwise we just keep taking for granted, and somebody pointed that, hey, like your way of living should be different, because that's disgraceful. And then I'm like, oh, fuck you, you are like, oh, it's like aggressive because you're unprocessed anger. It's like, what the fuck is he talking about? Very creative though, very creative about negative comments. But my point is, you have to maintain what you already have, because in order to get there, or in order to get wherever you want to get to, manifest whatever you want, you have to use what you have, right? You can't use what you don't have. You use what you have. What do you have? You have the superpower, imagination. You have the thoughts, right? The thoughts is the vibration frequency itself, and you have so much power in emotion. And then you have an action. You have a healthy physical body, right? You can go to the gym. And the other day I hypnotized my friend, and she said, I want to lose 20 kilo. And then she never been in a gym. She's like, fuck gym, I can't go to the gym. That's what she believed. So I hypnotized her, and it's like, okay, you're gonna lose 20 kilo in 6 months. And now she already lost 3 kilo. She's somehow going to the gym every single day. And this is what she said. She said, I know in my mind it's hard to go into the gym and I feel lazy, but I'm already in the gym. And that's the power of hypnosis. But hypnosis is not only just, you know, I'm gonna go like sleep. It's also what you tell yourself. If you constantly tell yourself, I cannot do it. you know, you feel the huge gap, and then you feel like, fuck. It's like, how the fuck am I gonna get that? It's impossible. Then of course you're hypnotizing yourself to make sure that it's impossible to achieve. Because your subconscious mind is way more powerful than your conscious mind. But if you program your subconscious consistently, repeatedly, with all the internal talk, then of course that's what you get. You have to use what you have to get what you want, to get where you want to get to. So how do you maintain what you have? So how do you maintain your energy every single day? Because again, it's so important to manifest whatever you want. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. But you have to use what you have right now. And if you take that shit for granted, you never get there. So focus on what you have and use your imagination. Use what you have efficiently to get to where you want to get to. But in order to do that, if your knife cannot cut fish, then first what you do, you trim your knife, right? How does it trim? I don't know, like you sharpen your knife. Yeah, you sharpen your knife. And then you can now easily cut vegetables, fish, meat. But if your knife is fucked, need to be sharpened, then of course when you try to cut the vegetable, you're like, fuck, this knife is useless, and then you might throw it out. But you have to sharpen it. You have to maintain what you have. With this said, I hope you enjoyed the coffee. I hope you enjoyed whatever the instant you had. Oh, you already. I gotta go to India to get this one. I hope you realized something important, and I hope this video will encourage you to take a different action, because at the end of the day, thinking differently is also a decision. Okay? Choosing not to do something that you have been doing, that indecision is decision itself. But you're procrastinating to leap of faith, or procrastinating to post on social media, or to change your business style or marketing, whatever your external factor is, to make that decision or to not to do that is also decision itself. But decision comes from mental. So every decision that you are going to make, you will face the obstacles. You will face the inner resistance, because your subconscious mind is trying not to go that path, because that's out of the program. But you got to think outside of the box. Please find something that you can decide in terms of making a different decision. The moment you start making a different decision consistently, that's where the change happens. Change happens instantaneously. The result happens in the long run. All right, with this said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe, on the notification bell, and comment what kind of action are you about to take. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.